Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are safe and sound, and it's time we talk about our Champions League opponents. The highly anticipated match is just around the corner and we here are going to do an assessment of Liverpool. We'll talk about the performance they put up against Arsenal. Liverpool made quite a statement as they beat Arsenal 3-0. So we'll talk about the strengths and then we'll talk about how we should go about our business to take a major stride in the pursuit of Champions League glory. So we have a lot to discuss and let's get started. Let's start by talking a bit about the match against Arsenal. Let's just glance through the lineup first because we here are expecting many of these players to start against us as well. There was Alisson in goal, the more familiar fullback pairing of Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson, and then there was the less familiar centre-back pairing of Kovac and Phillips. In the midfield there was Thiago, Milner and Fabinho, and in attack there was the well-recognised Sadio Mane, Firmino and Mohamed Salah. Now we'll do a short analysis of the game against Arsenal and then we'll talk about Liverpool in the bigger picture and what key battles are going to take place. So coming first to the Arsenal game, I did cover the match and I must say Liverpool were very comfortable on the night. Now you can either say that Arsenal didn't have a good game, they were very defensive with their tactics, but Liverpool did show what a dangerous team they can be and they showed all their qualities against Arsenal. Arsenal did have Ceballos and Odegaard in the midfield, so naturally I was having a keen eye on them, but the Liverpool midfield was very commanding, very dominant on the night, and they literally prevented Odegaard from making any sort of impact. The Arsenal players were unable to get out of their own half, they were unable to move the ball forward or pass it to Odegaard, and Liverpool took advantage of that. In the first half they didn't get the goal, but they were clearly the team on top, and it was almost inevitable the way Arsenal were playing, they were going to concede. The high press that we talk about Liverpool, that was on display as well. Whenever the Liverpool players lost the ball, it didn't take them much time to get the ball back. They pressed collectively, they showed more desire, and Arsenal simply weren't ready for Liverpool. Mikel Arteta had completely lost the tactical battle on the night, but luckily for them, they did hang on till the 64th minute. Liverpool were creating chances, but they were not able to score, and it was only when Klopp put in Diogo Jota and Liverpool switched formation that they were able to get the goals. Jota scored the opener from a beautiful cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and soon within a matter of minutes, Mohamed Salah also showed his attacking prowess. He got the second goal there after riding the challenge from the Arsenal man, and Jota got another to seal the victory for Liverpool. Now from this, the things that are quite evident are that Liverpool have a flexible side. We know Firmino has the ability to drop deep and do the work in the midfield if the team requires. At the same time, Liverpool also have the quality attackers who can come off the bench and make a difference in the side. Jota can be a start after his performance against Arsenal, so I wouldn't at all be surprised to see Klopp pick him. There's also a chance that Klopp may use Jota, Firmino, Mohamed Salah and Mane all at once. So let's see what Klopp is up to, but now we must talk about the bigger picture and let's talk about what the Liverpool players bring to the table one by one. First and foremost, let's talk about how the right side usually functions because this side has the potential to do a lot of damage. Salah would be there on the right wing, but here the important weapon that Liverpool also have is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's one of the most exciting fullbacks right now, even after discounting the English media hype. We have to say he's pretty good. He loves getting involved in the final third, the crosses that he puts in are of very high standard, and it reminds me of the high quality crosses that Marcelo puts in. Recently he was again not called to the English national team, so he does have something stuck in between his teeth, and he is playing like someone who has a point to prove. But talking more about him, there's also a case of him having the ability of making those long balls and successfully switching play from one side to another. So we see he is quite a player to have, but the problem with him this season is that he has not been good defensively. He has been caught out of position many times, so that would be an area that surely Madrid would be keeping in mind. But coming back to the right side, we should be very careful here because Trent, Salah and Thiago on the right, they will be passing the ball in triangles, they are technical players, and we have to be wary when these three start to combine. They will try to create an overload on the right, they will try to suck in the defenders in that territory, and then a quick switch of play can be on the cards. But I truly think the real battle will be taking place in the midfield. It can possibly be Kroos, Casemiro and Modric versus the midfield of Fabinho, Thiago and Gini Wijnaldum. The midfield that Liverpool possesses, if we have a look at the profile, Fabinho is absolutely instrumental to Klopp's side. If you see carefully, you will find that he does have qualities similar to Casemiro. He would be making those interceptions, he would be positioning himself in the right place to break down the opposition's attack. And when the fullbacks of Liverpool go forward, we find quite often Fabinho places himself in between the two centre-backs and provides his team defensive cover. We know this is what Casemiro does as well, but Casemiro here can do all of that, and at the same time he can be decisive in attack as well, which we have seen many times this season. The other man, Thiago, we know what a quality player he is. If you had seen the PSG vs Bayern Champions League final, he was very important in ensuring Bayern dominated in the middle. So I do think it will come down to who has the upper hand in the midfield and who will be able to dominate the middle of the park. Liverpool would be pressing like hounds, trying to get the ball back from the likes of Kroos, Modric and Casemiro, and if they are successful in doing that, the next step that they usually take is supply the ball to the front three, who look to make runs behind the last line of defense. The idea is to get the ball to the devastating front three as soon as possible, and that is why here we have to cut the supply lines, prevent the ball from reaching the front three, and that possibly can happen if we overload the midfield. Now obviously the question arises, how are we going to do that? Saying these things are easy, but execution of this is a completely different thing. But we have to remember here, Zidane has been trying out different formations lately. Whether it's a 4-4-2 against Celta or the 3-5-2 that Zidane used against Eibar, we can see a pattern there. We can clearly see Zidane has compromised a man in attack in an attempt to strengthen the midfield. The idea is to have the numerical advantage in the middle so as to enable ball retention, have those extra passing channels, and that does have the potential to help us retain control. Both the above formations can work very well. We see Valverde is back in the lineup, so there is a chance of seeing the forward midfield of Kroos, Casemiro, Modric and Valverde. Kroos and Modric are press resistant. They have the ability to work in tight spaces. At the same time, they also have the ability to dribble past their opponents in one-on-one situations. And Casemiro and Valverde, they would be providing the physicality in the midfield. The only issue here is whether Valverde is fit enough to start. Will Zidane be willing to take a risk? And if not, the other option here is using Marcelo and providing him the hybrid role. He can be the left midfielder or the left wing back, and based on his performance in that position this season, he can be a very good attacking source. We know Trent will be itching to get forward, get involved in attack. It's during these instances that Marcelo can come in very handy, making those forward-looking runs and exploiting the spaces left behind. But here the issue is Marcelo's defensive game will also have to be on point. Asking Mendy to single-handedly take care of Salah and Trent will be too much of an ask, and here we will be needing Marcelo, Kroos and Mendy to work in unison to disrupt the passing patterns on the right. So that is why we see using Marcelo can be a bit tricky. If he is turned on, I have no doubt it can work very well, but if he shows a few defensive lapses, then we would be running into troubled waters. So ideally I would like to go with KCM plus Valverde, but we have made a case for Marcelo, and let's see what decisions Zidane takes. Finally, if we talk about Varane, Nacho and Vasquez, they simply will have to keep their concentration levels at maximum, and they can't afford to make any individual errors. We have seen Vasquez and Varane make individual errors when they are put under pressure. The attackers of Liverpool are pacey customers. They will close in on our defenders very quickly, so they have to be one step ahead. Our centre-backs will also have to deal with some high-quality crosses, and seeing what Jota, Firmino and Mane can do in the central spaces, we have to be very careful. Varane and Nacho will have to be aggressive. They will have to get their head to the ball first, avert any sort of danger, and last but not the least, what we have to avoid at any cost is making a mess of the chances that we are going to get. We have to be patient over the 180 minutes, and we simply have to be lethal. The openings are going to be there. We know the biggest weakness of Liverpool right now is their defense. They have struggled without the likes of Van Dijk, Joe Gomez and Matip, and a different centre-back pairing, Kovac and Phillips, is very likely. They have done well, but they do lack the experience of playing under so much pressure and on such a big stage. So we have to attack the weaknesses of Liverpool's squad, and if we are able to do that, glory shall belong to the Los Blancos. We are in for a superb match. Good players will be sizing themselves up against each other, and as a Real Madrid fan, we can certainly be optimistic. We have been playing well recently. Our key players have picked up form. Benzema has been on a sublime goal-scoring run. Asensio has been scoring off late, and we as a team have been displaying a good brand of football. Things have surely changed in the past month. We look more confident, and hopefully our players will come out of this war with a favourable result. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Let's not be under any illusions, but a good game on our part is very much possible, and Real Madrid do have the quality to get the results that we are looking for. So that's my analysis of the game that lies ahead. Before the game, I'll provide you another video which will be covering my predictions and more pre-game analysis. But till then, do let me know how you're feeling ahead of this match. Are you nervous? Are you confident? Write in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid, and as always, a la Madrid!